Hi, this is Dave here. I just wanted to give a few pointers on if you're considering doing a lift on your pickup. Mine, of course, is a Ford F-250, and I opted to do a 6-inch lift, and I use the Bushwhacker product. Very good product. Rides good. It's a little stiffer, but there are a few pointers that I need to let you know about. It's pretty straightforward to do this lift. You know, obviously you got the springs there and the shock. You're going to have different brackets that space down the, here they space down the sway bar. And then you've got the pitman arm right here, which is huge. So that's the biggest obstacle you're going to encounter if you're doing this yourself, is that pitman arm is really difficult to remove. So my tips are, have a torch on hand, have an impact wrench, and you have to get the the pitman arm puller that's much larger than your normal size. And I was able to rent one literally for free at AutoZone, but I had to get even longer bolts for it at the hardware store because it wouldn't even fit on the original pitman arm. So that was a real bear to get off, and it's a real roadblock. The other thing that I learned was it's difficult to understand on this steering stabilizer from the instructions where to mount the bracket for the end. And all you have to remember is it pretty much is going to go center of each end, because you've got to turn and have mobility in both directions. But that steering stabilizer made a lot of difference. You don't have that Ford death wobble at all with that double stabilizer on there. The other thing I noticed is when I was trying to put these trailing arms back on, the big long ones here in the back that connect to the front suspension, see them there? It was actually, this whole front end kind of shifted forward because it was loose from the truck. So I used a come along. So that helped me out a lot because that thing weighs a ton. And I did this whole thing by myself, which is a little crazy. It's better to have a friend. In the back here, when I lowered down the rear end, it got off kilter. It kind of tilted forward. So I used blocks and a 2x4 so that I could get these oversized metal blocks that they give you in the kit. Another obstacle I ran into is they gave me the wrong U-bolts. These U-bolts that go down under have a bracket with the rear end. They've got to be 18 inches if you have the factory helper spring. This spring right here on the bottom. So kind of inventory this and make sure you've got the right parts first, because it's pretty frustrating when you don't. Otherwise, the U-bolts also on the bottom. I don't know if I can get you a visual on that. U-bolts on the bottom right there will come loose. So that's why they say after you do a job, make sure you check the bolts every few hundred miles. Definitely the U-bolts are the ones that came loose for me. Otherwise, nothing else has really come loose. I've gotten under there and checked it, but I really love it. I just the one little upgrade I'm going to do soon is I'm going to go with a bigger tire, because 35s are just a little too small for the truck. They looked huge when I got them, but 37s would be the minimum recommended size. Although 35s give you nice acceleration and they're not as heavy, so you get some benefits from that. So hopefully those tips help you out a little bit. And you see the truck is filthy, I apologize, but at least you know I use it and I take it to work. And sometimes it looks like a tuxedo, and other times it looks like work clothes. But I'll do another video on some other upgrades that I've done and give you some pointers. Take care.